Welcome to my channel Karma Romance Stories. Please like, subscribe for more videos.
Have you ever watched someone with power believe they were untouchable? That was exactly what happened the morning our executive vice president called an emergency board meeting. Everyone thought I was about to lose my career. The vice president stood at the front of the room with his son beside him and gave me one choice. Apologize right now or clean out your desk before lunch. My hands never shook. I calmly stood up, connected my phone to the projector, pressed play. 30 seconds later nobody spoke. The board members stared at the screen. The CEO slowly lowered his head. The executive vice president stopped smiling. His son turned pale. By the end of that meeting, one career was over. But it was not mine. Stay with me because every second of this story changes everything. My name is Daniel Carter. I had worked for Westbridge Technologies for almost 12 years. I was never the loudest person in the office. I believed results always spoke louder than titles. I started as a junior analyst and earned every promotion through hard work. My reputation was built on honesty. Even the people who disliked me admitted they could trust my reports. Everything changed when the executive vice president hired his own son Ryan. Everyone knew Ryan had little experience, but nobody dared question the decision because his father controlled promotions budgets and performance reviews. Ryan walked into the office acting like he already owned the company. He ignored procedures, interrupted meetings, and claimed credit for work completed by other employees. Every complaint disappeared before reaching human resources. One afternoon, Ryan ordered my team to approve a multi-million-dollar vendor contract. The numbers did not make sense. Several invoices were duplicated and important compliance documents were missing. I refused to sign. Ryan laughed and said everyone else had already agreed. I quietly replied that my signature would never appear on an illegal approval. The next morning, my manager warned me to stay quiet. He said powerful people always win. I thanked him for his concern, but I refused to compromise my integrity. Over the next few weeks, strange things started happening. Important emails disappeared. My project access was limited. Meetings were scheduled without informing me. Rumors spread that I was difficult to work with. Fortunately, I had learned years earlier to document everything. Every email, every message, every meeting invitation, and every instruction was backed up securely with dates and timestamps. Then came the final confrontation. The executive vice president announced an emergency board meeting attended by directors, department heads, legal advisors, and the CEO himself. Everyone entered the conference room in complete silence. The executive vice president stood confidently beside his son. He looked directly at me. He said, "Daniel, your behavior toward my son has been disrespectful and unprofessional. You will apologize now or clean out your desk before the end of the day." The room became completely silent. Several coworkers avoided eye contact because they believed my career had just ended. I slowly stood up. I thanked him for giving me the opportunity to speak. Then I removed my phone from my pocket. I connected it to the conference room projector. Ryan smiled because he believed I was about to embarrass myself. Instead, the first video appeared. It showed Ryan privately admitting that several invoices had been intentionally duplicated because nobody would notice. The second recording captured him ordering employees to alter financial reports before quarterly earnings. The third recording displayed emails where the executive vice president instructed managers to remove me from projects after I refused to approve fraudulent documents. Nobody moved. The CEO leaned forward without saying a word. The company attorney immediately requested copies of every file. I continued presenting evidence, one document after another. Every file was dated. Every recording matched company records. Every email came directly from official company servers. The executive vice president interrupted and called everything fake. I calmly handed printed forensic verification reports prepared weeks earlier by an independent digital investigator. The legal department reviewed the documents. Their expressions changed instantly. The CEO finally spoke. He asked one simple question. "Does anyone here dispute the authenticity of this evidence?" Nobody answered. Ryan stared at the table. His father looked around the room searching for support. There was none. The board requested a private discussion. 20 minutes later, everyone returned. The CEO announced that both the executive vice president and Ryan were immediately suspended pending a full investigation. Company security entered the room. For the first time, the executive vice president realized nobody feared his title anymore. He quietly gathered his belongings without another word. Ryan followed behind him. Neither looked back. Weeks later, investigators uncovered years of financial misconduct involving vendor favoritism, manipulated contracts, and abuse of authority. Several executives resigned. Policies were rewritten. Independent audits became mandatory. Employees finally felt safe reporting unethical behavior. One afternoon, the CEO invited me into his office. He thanked me for protecting the company instead of protecting my own comfort. He admitted that courage is rare because doing the right thing often comes with personal risk. I was promoted to Director of Corporate Compliance. The promotion meant more than money. It proved honesty can survive even in environments where power appears impossible to challenge. Looking back, I realized something important. Bullies depend on silence. Corruption survives because honest people believe nobody will believe them. The moment evidence replaces fear, the balance of power changes forever. That board meeting was supposed to destroy my career. Instead, it exposed the people who believed rules only applied to everyone else. Years later, new employees still hear the story during ethics training. Not because of revenge, but because integrity protected an entire company from people who thought they were untouchable. Power without integrity never lasts forever. Titles can create fear, but they cannot erase the truth. The executive vice president believed one public humiliation would end my career. Sometimes the strongest victory is staying calm until the truth speaks for itself.